time to take your kids out and have some fun with them, because guess what? It's just one life we have, and let them have a good memory. Even if you're part
of friends that I have, they know once they say Tashi, Tashi come with her board game.
His social skills,
yes,
and how to deal and communicate with others, So that's a good thing. And
hi guys.
Hey guys, welcome back again
to another video.
Hi.
Remember to subscribe, like, comment,
and share
the video.
All right, guys, today we want to talk about us, which is parents' relationship with their kids.
Yes.
So we want to look at what's your relationship with your parents like, right?
Yeah,
I think this is a great topic,
yeah.
And coming from our background, Jamaicans.
Yes. Based off our experience,
Yeah.
guys, not saying everybody in Jamaica, every Jamaican parent is like this, but based on our experience, a Jamaican parent tend to be a very rough on the edges. Rough.
Where I want to come
So,
with me,
come on, people who know Jamaican parents, when I hear...
Most people know that Jamaican people, them rough and them big kidney and
Jamaican
them miserable
mothers,
and loud and everything negative we can think of.
Yeah, that's a
Jamaican mother. Yes. I would say not all of us.
Not all of them, but to me, growing up as a child,
that is what parenting means.
Yeah, that is what parenting
if you're not rough,
like to me. If once they're
not
rough,
strict, you don't feel like you're a parent. Yeah. It seems like you're one parent. Yeah.
So this video is just basically giving some advice to parents or soon-to-be parents out there, where you can take a different path in the roughness. Like, not saying that
you must eliminate
the roughness, but you can incorporate some other techniques that can be
more
healthy. Yeah.
Yes.
In a child's development and a child's growth. So that, because remember, a child is not going to be a child forever. They're going to grow into an adult. And based off of your parenting skills, or some of your parenting skills, I know everything intertwined.
Yeah.
But parenting skills can affect how a person behave in society and how they behave towards other people. There can be trauma, permanent trauma that can cause a person to behave how they behave, and then it will affect others, and we don't want that, right? So this is just some tips on how to incorporate your rough parenting with some other subtle, more behavioral approved
approach.
Yeah,
because when we talk about the topic, what's your relationship, like with your parents, I am sure people out there will have various description or various relationship. Even sometimes the parent themselves might not even know that they had an impact in that way on their adult children.
Yeah.
Because say for example, as a parent, whatever they learn from their parents, they feel like it's the same thing, and they pass it on from generation to generation. And if you don't if you as a parent not realizing that you're doing something wrong, or you maybe go about things the wrong way,
so if you don't even know,
exactly. So if you don't know, you wouldn't be able to change, or you wouldn't be able to teach your kids not to do that.
Exactly.
Or if your child that did not even know that, even they're gonna do the next generation the same thing,
it's a cycle,
and it becomes a cycle. And
we're trying to break that generational cycle.
Yeah.
Where it comes on to when you hear Jamaican parents,
that's the description you hear.
You hear is roughness, loud. And also with your relationship with your parents, your relationship with your mom would be a different relationship with your dad.
Mm-hmm.
So most times we can more focus on the mom relationship,
which is very sad
with the peer. Yeah.
Because when we talk about parents, a lot of people out there, when they say parents, sometimes they totally forget about the dad.
Yeah.
Because
they're more focused
because
on the mother.
it's just like me, just right now, if anybody mentioned about the dad, I wouldn't even be thinking about, because I never grew up with my father. So it just screwed my thinking about a parent, to be honest. Sometimes you're just focusing on your mother. You're just thinking about the mother.
Most time.
And sometimes it's sad that it's screwed that way. Like it's skewed in that direction where you're focusing just on the mother. Poor mother just take all of the blame.
Yeah.
When what happened to the father them who are absent? Who sometimes the child know the father, but they're not playing that major role in their life. Because you might have fathers too who are in the household, but it seems like their mind absent. Like they are not even playing that integral role in the child's life. So it's like the mother is that mediator between them. So we want to look at, when we talk about parents, to include the father in there.
Because you do have some single fathers out there as well.
Of course.
And so, but the majority, we're just being honest here, the majority
is his mother. Especially in our culture as Jamaican, most of the fathers are absent, or they are not in the same household. Father might have all 10 different kids with 10 different women, so he can't split up himself 10 ways. So him have to go, some kids have to go be without him. You know?
Yeah.
So we are talking about how best we can have a better relationship with our children, and that include the father. Even if you are not in that household, you can find time to visit with your child, or get your child visit with you, and still incorporate these things that we are going to talk about to make a better relationship with your child. So you don't have to be in the same household, but at least you're incorporating these in the child's life and your life, so that you guys can have a good one-on-one relationship.
So that when they grow up, when they ask what is your relationship with your parents, they
will have a positive answer.
They can think about their father as well.
Yes, absolutely. So we want to start out, and the first one is to show love and affection to your child. That goes without saying, right? Tell us.
Like, okay, growing up in a Jamaican household, we tend to have this thing that we call tough love. Now, as a child growing up, we don't really understand what tough love is.
Signify what that what that's supposed to be.
Yeah, because sometimes when people would neglect their child, they're saying it's tough love. They're giving them. In the child's head, that is no love.
No, and it shouldn't be. And the child isn't wrong.
We need to show more affection with our child. Like, we need to hug them. We need to do things with them. This is not my experience, but I have seen experience where
even in your own age group, even young kids nowadays.
Where the parents, like, they're so burdened. Like, we all know that parents are adults as well. Parents are human beings, and they're not perfect. They're gonna have their emotional stress and mental stress with them as well. But as a child, we're not thinking about that, because we're thinking you brought us here, so you're responsible for my care and for my
security
emotional,
and all of that.
Exactly, which I think it's lacking, especially in the Jamaican society, where parents show their children love, because
how they show them
the love. Because first of all, how you show,
because some people feel like when they're expressing their love, it's through monetary things, or they buy your stuff and they feel like that is enough. You should know, like, it's implied that you should know that I love you because I provide a roof over your head, I send you to school, I do the things. Like, that is my responsibility to do that. That is not. They make it seem as if it's a favor. Like, some parents feel like it's a favor they're doing you when they are to do their job as a parent. You know, like, it come up from a long time, because this is me now talking over how many years, and you can experience the same thing, and I can say that is in our experience to growing up, where parents feel as if, oh, you're fortunate to be eating food.
Yeah, you're lucky.
You're lucky, so you
some
can
of them even say, oh, you're lucky you were born.
Yeah, and stuff like that to your child. How you expect a child to feel when you tell them that, like, or what you expect the child must think in their mind, you know?
And you have some parents that they don't even know how to show love because they weren't even given that as well.
Yeah, they don't.
So it's very hard for them to show love. Like, it's hard for them to hug their child, say I love you, give eye contact, you know, be there for them, their child, like 24/7, because they're saying, when I was growing up, I grew up with tough love. My mom, my mom didn't do this, so I don't know. I don't even know how to.
And sometimes that is true. A lot of them say they don't know how, but honestly, in my opinion, and this is just my opinion, like, I just feel it's just selfish when they say that. Like, you say, I don't know how to show love because my mom never do. So if you know that your mom never do, obviously you know how it feels not to get something, right? So even if you are to try to show something better to your child because you know what it is to not eat food. Say, for example, you never eat food. You know what hungry feel like. So if you know what hungry feel like, why you want your child to experience hungry? Yeah. So sometimes I just think it is excuses that some parents they do. And I don't think it's fair for the child to tell the child, I don't care what kind of situation you're in, and what, unless you're in a mental health illness type of way, like, I know, you know, that is a different thing. But if you're a conscious minded person and you are telling your child, like, oh, I endured this, my parents did this to me and that to me, or you remember it and it hurt you, so why would you want to pass on the hurt to your child, you know? But I mean,
so I think we should show more love, like show it, like not
express,
just not let the child assume that you love them, but you need to let them know, be there for them, be aware of their school work. So say for example, you know, you ask them, how was your day, how was school? Like, I know you can't do that every day because, you know, parents, they have their work and stuff. But let them know, because you'll be surprised if you ask adults like me. They say, okay, what was life growing up? And you're like, so
yes, and they have a negative experience. Because I remember one situation with this friend of yours, right, and her mom, and I think was here in Canada, and they've had a fallout. And what happened, the child comment when we intervened, like mother-daughter at their thing, right? Yeah. And when we intervened, the daughter's concern was that her mom never yet asked her, how was school, how was this? And you would surprised to know that simple things like that, we might think it's simple, but to the child, it means a lot, and they're carrying that burden inside of them, and then something happened, and then it triggers. And then you hear the child talk that. It's just true. Sad to say because something like that.
We don't realize, you know, when you ask those questions, those open-ended questions, it encourages them to improve their communication skills. But a lot of time, our Jamaican children, their communication, like just how they interact with other people, it's lacking because they're not used to communicating within the household. So when the
social skills not developed,
is not there,
true.
They might talk up and talk loud and thing, but when you get them into a real serious conversation,
for them to express themselves, they close it.
They close up because they don't know. They don't know how to express themselves.
No,
and it's very sad, and it all starts back with the whole showing up the love and expressing themselves, because everything starts in the household. So a lot of time people go through some stuff in relationship and you're wondering, why is this person like this? But if you look back, it starts back from their upbringing,
their childhood days. And these are the persons that are gonna go into another relationship with somebody, and then they're gonna bring that indirectly, bring this kind of behavior into the family again, to carry over, as we say, it's gonna be a cycle. You know, so
we need to show love more.
Yeah, and it leads us to number 2 that says, say I love you often, no matter what the age of
it is hard because
your
growing
child.
up, it's not like my mom used to say I love you every day, I love you every day. Like they will know that you love us, but
as often, because saying, it's not like you're going to say I love you, I love you, I love you like that. Like when you're a baby, it's easy for you to say to the baby, but I love you, you know. But as you grow up, it becomes a more mutual respect and understanding with you and your adult child or your teenage child, and it's more no action. It's more like more action in terms of how you express your love and stuff like that. So it don't have to be the words like every day, but occasionally you can say, of course you can say, you know, I love you, I love you, I really love you, and you can hug your adult child, or you know, kiss them or whatever it is, because I'm sure if you are together and you're close to your child or your parent, if it's even when the birthday time come, or
once a year,
some occasion, maybe they achieve something, you're proud of them,
even that,
there's some occasion that's gonna come where you can express
your love by words
and showing and gifts or whatever it is that you need to do. You do it, because we are human beings. We all need love and positive energy inside of us.
That motivation,
of course, and encouragement. You know.
No, for real. So we need to say I love you more, and show it as well. And the physical I love you, that's lacking.
Yeah. And sometimes we take it for granted.
And not just say it when you get something, like only when you get only when your child, you know, do something.
Pass one exam
and you feel proud. The ego coming one thing.
And sometimes you're just saying it just to show people outside. But what about when you're at home? And even to sit and say, you know, you guys, I don't know how I'd live my life without you guys. Because sometimes it's not the I love you, but it's the affirmation of other words. And you can say, I don't think I could live my life without you guys. And I'm living my life for you guys. Whatever I'm doing, it's for you. So when you tell your kids that, they know that it's past love. You know, when you tell a child that, and they know that they can always lean on you.
That is what my mom do most of the time. She don't really say I love you, but a lot of things she would say, guys, I do this for you guys, or
everything in my life is just for you. Because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have no motivation to do this, do that. Everything I do is for my kids, which they know, and I tell them that too. So so it's just another way of unconditional love, just like how God lays fleshly life out for us when He become the flesh of Jesus, and He know He would do that. That's how I felt I feel for my children. Like I would lay my life down for my children. So if you can't feel that as a parent for your child,
you have some parents that
them can't do that. But I can say that I know that within myself, if it come to that test, me know I would do that. You know. So that is just unconditional love. Another thing is to set structure, guidance, and boundaries. No,
because with love, there's going to be, we're not perfect. There's going to be some falling out, or some
or you set some expectation for your kids, right? Because sometimes you don't want to be too overly friendly. That's why the whole Jamaican thing, they might confuse with the strictness and stuff like that. Because to me, I think at a certain age, you have certain amount of strictness, and then you take time and take it off.
So based off the age and their maturity, you start take a little,
so you give them more respect and leeway, and you let them work for them and so.
And I think that is also lacking, because and that is where a lot of fallout happen with like a teenager with their parents, because the parents still treating them like they're
kids,
3-year-old.
Yeah.
And they're like, mommy or daddy.
Yeah, it's no respect.
I know you taught me certain values, you taught me certain morals.
So trust me.
So just trust me. So just give them that. All right, let me trust you and see. And see what happens.
Yeah.
Because maybe when you look, you're proud to say, okay, this is my child.
Yeah, and not doing
but they don't give them no little chance
opportunity
to even go out in the world and experience
things. Yeah, no, true.
Yeah.
So also, as we mentioned about the consequences, when you set, like you have your kids, although there's no guideline for parenting and so on, we're just making some little suggestion here. So you know your child, you set your boundaries for your child, and you know that this is what I'm expecting of you at this age. I'm expecting you to be responsible or to do this or to do that. And also you said to know that if you go outside or you go outside of the thing that I set for you, the boundaries that I set, there's consequences too. There's punishment too. So as parents, don't be afraid to punish a child if they do something wrong and you know you're not expecting certain behavior from them.
And I think in the Jamaican society we have it twisted. Like alright, certain things will go to the extreme. And you're like, okay, you didn't have to approach that. That approach was too extreme. And things that they need to be extreme on, they don't be extreme on.
No, true.
And you're like, okay then. So say for example, you'd have like a child go, sneak out of the house and go to a party. When they come back, they don't get that extreme punishment. But say for example, they forgot to take out the chicken out of the freezer, and when they come back home, the chicken is hard. So it's not taught to be prepared to cook. Then they get an extreme punishment for that.
Hungry.
And I'm like, not saying that something is not wrong with both of them,
Yeah.
But the
level of punishment that meted out to the child don't make any sense.
No. Because okay, yes, you're gonna be upset to say, okay, I told you to do this, but you didn't do it. But which one is more what you say now?
Yeah, which one would you say the child breach more, like in terms of you go to the party and you could have get yourself in trouble, or you could have go there and something happen to you.
And that is what I noticed with Jamaican society, like
true. Or they laugh at certain things.
Small things, we blow it out of proportion. And you want to hit down your daughter, your son in front of people and embarrass them, and then you're like, okay, what did he do? Well, I want to check the story. You're like, okay, he didn't wash out the clothes properly, or something like that. And then when you're a little toddler and you see them doing some dance that they're not supposed to be doing, or singing some song, or
words where they're not supposed to say, they laugh
and they enjoy that. And I'm like, we really need to revamp our boundaries and certain things that in today's society, it's very weird. Like parenting, I see a lot of time, I'm like, so wouldn't that be more drastic than this that you almost kill the child for?
No, that is true. Because just to give a quick example, I remember having a friend, and her son used to go to Campion College, a bright boy, And one day he forget to take out the garbage, and she had the kitchen towel and in her hand, and she just slapped him out of the kitchen towel. He never tell her to take out the garbage. And he's a big boy now, like maybe 6'4" or something like that. And I'm saying, why you doing that to him? Why you embarrassing him with that? Why you slapping him with that? Like it's just garbage. Like him go and take it out, And she would go crazy. And this is a good child. This is a way,
Where you consider.
It's not a boy going to doing nothing. But sometimes some people, they just put they're overly stressed and they take out their other problems on the child. And just dump it on the child, whether they're going through work problem or whatever problem, man problem, whatever, they dump it on the kid.
I think that is one of the major issues when a parent have their
especially
issues,
separation,
and then they
put it on
burden
the
and they put it on the child. Like
that's
that
so
is not
unfair.
the child's fault.
That's
so
true.
why are you now taking out all your frustration and anger on the child?
And that goes now to the other one. Listen and empathize with your child.
Listen. You see some Jamaican parents.
Yeah. Can you sit down right beside you one Jamaican parent?
You see you see the two. You see these. Them don't have it. They don't listen. They feel because, alright, I don't know, something about parenting is like because you have the authority, you feel like you're like you have the power. So you just do this and don't say anything.
Yeah, it's like a bullying thing.
Even when they ask you a question, why did they put that there? But don't say anything. You're like,
I wonder if
I am They're like, you just ask me a question, I am answering, and you're going to tell me don't say anything.
I don't think I've ever done that. Though.
No,
Someone maybe have to check myself and say, do it, you just drop. You just do it, and when I go like,
you do it sometimes. I think it's in their DNA. I think it's in their DNA.
I think when a child crying and them say, I give you something to cry for.
So they spank the child. The child is crying.
No, well, I never used to do it. Me have a child where usually just cry for no reason and then we say you want something to cry for. Right? If you have a child who just cry because you talk to them and then you say, okay, you just there crying, you want something to cry for? I will give you something to cry for. You know?
You still don't give her nothing to cry for.
Really give her. Okay, but that was how we grew up because sometimes you use but the same words where your grandparents them tell you, because I grew up with my grandmother and them used to have some word there, but sometimes you say it is like a threatening way to threaten the child and to make the child
Jamaican
feel intimidated.
Threaten them kids.
Yes, that's just like African parents. Them will say, if I ever do this and if I ever.
And I think it's a parental thing because
sometimes you just need to. You want to show, as you mentioned about the power and the authority. You really want
especially
to.
when they feel like, oh, you want what is that you're trying to level up with me? The child trying to level up, you need to bring them back down.
Because sometimes you have some kids where we're rude to, you know,
of course.
and even us growing up, you have levels where the child will be rude to you, because say the child going into pre-teens, they start to talk back and they start to, fresh themselves with
we're communicating.
Everybody going into them time, right?
Yeah.
So there's time where you find that the child going to talk back to you and stuff like that. So you must know now as a parent to say, I was like that one time when I used to talk back to my mother.
Exactly.
So if my child doing that to me, I'm not gonna ignore it. Of course, I'm not gonna ignore it. But you do the little threatening talk and say, who you think you're talking to? Who you think you're talking to? You think you're a woman?
I got a lot of that.
You think you're a woman in here? You think you're a woman in here? So, you will talk them kind of way they forget them back down to say, show respect. You basically tell them, say, have some manners. That's what we call respect. Have manners.
Yes.
You don't have no manners, you're out of order, you're rude.
Yes, I used to get a lot of that, guys, growing up, because my mouth never.
Yeah, so sometimes, and then you do, for me as a parent too, like the back talking, sometimes I never really, like, it's not like I hate it or like to say, oh, you can't back talk, but sometimes me want to get them to say, back talk, let me understand where you really are saying. Where you really are saying. I'm really
want to hear. Alright. This is growing up with this lady. She wasn't no typical Jamaican mother. You see the part where we're saying the listening and empathizing, that was her, because she know that at my age, she was at my age.
I was expecting it.
She was expecting it. So a lot of time, I know she heard me but sometimes she'll just ignore, like she just rude, but because we could have more arguments, but she just ignores some of the back talk that I do. And sometimes I would be like, okay, you're not listening. And she's like, okay, tell me. And then I'm like, this happened, and we're okay. So how did you reach here? Like, she's trying to analyze and question the situation and stuff like that.
Because kids will tell you lie too, right, people? You know them will tell you lie. So sometimes you say, all right, let me listen what you have to say. Let me listen. Because you're going to do the whole Judge Judy type of thing with them now, and then you investigate, and then you see them just cat mouth kill cock. So that we used to do with she, you see, she had twist and turn. So some used to do with that because we're the kids too, and we know, and then sometimes you just say, yeah, man. Yeah.
And you see, my mom, she was protective, like, especially growing up in Jamaica, females, you have to be protective. You hear so many things, news, children missing, and criminal activities and stuff. So she was very protective. Like, when I mean protective, guys, she used to bring me to school,
used to freak out,
pick me up from school.
With the safety of my children.
Yes.
Because, I had to. Because, as she mentioned, they used to go to a prominent school downtown, Wolmer's High School, that is downtown. So I would never let them take no bus with no adult man, them doing all sort of things and stuff like that.
You hear the story.
You hear so much things. So I used to find time to be there for them, take them wherever they need to go. I would carry them. They maybe spoil a little bit, but and my kids, me alright to spoil.
We never spoil. No.
So you just have to be there and to be understanding towards their feelings and show empathy, and just be there to reassure them that I am there
I must
for
say,
them.
My mother, she can pick up any little change in your emotions. That is what a good
and that is why you're close to your children. You will be able to know if something is wrong.
Like, she can sense, like, she can say, you alright? Even when I didn't know that something wrong with me, then I was like, oh, but for real, am I alright? I'm not alright. She can sense it, which that is good. Because you have to know those things so you can pick it up quickly and know how to address certain stuff. So listening and empathizing is really important, and it even starts as a baby growing up. Because everything is new to them, a toddler. When you hear terrible 2, 1, terrifying 3, that is the time you need to listen, and even if they can't talk, they will try to point certain things.
You have to pay more attention
because everything is new to them. They don't know. So it's like, okay, maybe they can play with a toy and they're getting frustrated, and yet instead of saying, why are you mashing up the toy? Why are you destroying the toy? Give me the toy. And you have to help them to figure them out and say, okay, let me help you. What's going on? And you show them, and you see them listening. You can see that they're trying to understand. But don't put out your frustration, especially toddlers. They don't,
because that is the most important age. 1 to 6. They say 0 to 6 year old. These are the most crucial years of the learning and the habits that they will develop, and how they get into their understanding of us and of people in the world, right? So this is their crucial years for learning, and if you make that be a very bad experience for them, that can affect their growing up. And then later on, you find a child or a big adult man or woman stuck at age 6 because their 5-year-old or 6-year-old experience wasn't good, and they have this childhood trauma that they have to deal with as adults and stuff like that. So that goes on to say another thing that we can do together, guys, is play together. So I know that I am a very playful person that by nature. Unfortunately, some people can't do that. Sorry for them. And that's why some people get so old and miserable, unfortunately. No, but it's true. Sometimes because they are so uptight and into themselves and thing, and so strict up. Not man. And when you find time to spend with your kids and time for you have fun, put away the TV, put away the internet, go play some dandy shandy, some baseball, some skipping, some board games, some
we have so
Monopoly,
many board games in the house.
so many different things. We have a whole pile of board games that we love to
and
play.
especially in today's society where everything is technologized, and so it's good to come back to basics.
Best to come back
and
to
just play a little ABC fast or slow, play a little them little nice
them things we drag them right back to my childhood days. So we have lots of board games and stuff.
Yeah, man.
That we play, like, go to the park.
The little friends that I have, they know once they say Tashi, Tashi come with her board game. Board games. Yo, that's just
man.
And that is the playing together.
Yes.
And that is another thing that is lacking in Jamaican parenting. They believe children must see and not be heard. Go sit over there and don't let me hear you. What kind of a prison? Not even prison. No, man.
Yeah, man. And go out together too. It's a nice thing. Like you go to the beach, you go out on like a trips, like a, little
and go out together and even still be together. Not going out together and you over one side and kids over one side and you go together, enjoy as a family. Integrate.
So all these men out there too, we're speaking to you, like to say when you be with your family, or if it's not that you're in the household with the family, plan a time to take your kids out and have some fun with them, because guess what, it's just one life we have, and let them have a good memory. Even if you pass away tomorrow, at least they can say, you know what, I enjoy this particular time with my dad, and we remember doing this. But some kids, if they say, what do you remember with your dad?
I remember you bought me one bun and cheese.
Or something. Let them create memories. I think memories are, those are timeless. You can't put any value on that. Take pictures together, sometimes even old photograph, you can remember, look at things and just recall, like, oh, remember this time or whatever. It's always good to go back in your history, and it is a pleasant history.
And then it's a good thing to pass down to, because then when I have my kids, I can share, stories with my parents, and
they will come and enjoy some part of it too, because say for example, Elijah growing up now, he's a part of the chatting and the whole fun and everything that is going on in the household. So then it helps him with his social skills, and how to deal and communicate with others, So that's a good thing. Another one we had here. So the next one is be available for your child with no distraction. So guys, sometimes you come home and you might be busy from work, or maybe you have a phone call coming in, or you depending on your work and whatever. And sometimes your child needs to have a communication or a conversation with you. Maybe at the moment you can tell them just to give you a minute or so till you finish up what you're doing. When you finish up what you're doing, you sit down with your kid and you sit and you give them your undivided attention. So you're trying to listen, and you're trying to problem solve with them, and you're trying to,
because you tell them, alright, just like how you can sit with your friends and you can talk about and gossip and so. Same with your child, like. I remember growing up, my mom know all my friends, names, and today Carrie did this, and then she come back the next day. So the Carrie do so she was listening, she was keeping up with with what's going on and stuff like that. So it's good, and it give them it give a child reassurance that they have a place in this family where I can always come to mommy, and mommy prioritize my even if it's stupidness you're talking, even if it's just just talking, any little chit chat.
But as you say, you feel, as a child, you feel like you have that place, you know, like your home, you look forward to come home.
No,
because some kids, when they're younger or so, they just like home is not where they want to be.
No.
That's not the place. They would spend all the time. They prefer to go elsewhere than home.
Yeah.
So you want
they prefer to stay with their friends.
No,
and
true.
that is how now you create spouses or partners that is all about friends, and so because their family was not inclusive, they weren't included in the family, so they went and found their own family
with the friendship.
With the friendship. So now when they create a family now,
they don't know how to
integrate in the family because that's not what they're used to.
No, that's true.
So
that's true.
Yeah.
So you have to let your kids know that, you know, they always have a place, home. It doesn't matter. It could be a 1-bedroom house, you know, it don't have to be a big old house. It can be just a one little space where you have.
Yeah.
You still make the child feel like my little spot on the bed. If it's 5 of them sleep on the bed, their little spot is their little spot, or their little corner is their little corner. So you feel, you know, secure, and they feel like they have somewhere to call home when they come home. So, you know, that is the kind of atmosphere you want to create.
Yeah.
Now, another one is have meals together. Guys, it doesn't matter what the meal is. We're not talking about no buffet style or anything like that. Whatever little thing it is, you sit together and you eat your meal together, and you give
when
thanks
you can.
When you can.
Because even if it's just one plate of food sharing for everybody, at least you know you come together and you guys eat out of it and you talk, and that's where the discussion will come in. You'll be surprised how just that little small time
it's a quality time.
It gives a great impact in a child's life.
And as you mentioned before, when you can, because as we know, it's a fast-paced world now, and everybody working and school and this and that. But there might be a time where you all might have that one day to sit down and have a meal together,
and not just Christmas time.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, apart from that big function, just regular.
Create a time.
Yeah,
try and see when you can make a time for that. That to me, the family is important. My family is important. If your family is important, guys, you will make the effort, to do all this for your kids.
Yeah, and not only just eat together too, do the chores together, cook together, because sometimes as we said, we don't have the time in the day. There's not enough time.
No, true.
So if, say for example, you're going to make a small meal that can incorporate your children, bring them.
Of course.
Your son, your daughter, bring them in to say, okay, you wash the rice, or it's fun. It's something fun, and it's even playing together too, it just
and you can do so many things in between making the meal. You can discuss together.
Exactly.
You can talk about so many things while you're doing that. So you can catch up on things that you needed to catch up on during the week or whatever. And then the last one, guys, is pray together. It's last but it's not least, but sometimes even us, we are guilty of not remembering to do these things, but it is an important part, and we try to make it a part of your daily life, where you
getting back to your spirituality.
Yes, because even to start out the day, I remember when we were growing up, like my grandmother, she would pray at night, and you say your prayers before you go to your bed, and even if you fall asleep, you say your prayers before you go to your bed, and it's like that becomes such a habit for you to say your prayers. And in schools, they used to have the praying, and they removed that from school nowadays, where they take out devotion. Especially here in Canada, there's no devotion because of the whole religious things and stuff like that. But that was a good thing to have in school, where you have your morning, your afternoon, and your go home time where you say your prayers and something. At least kids used to know some amount of prayer. At least you know that for health and strength and daily food, we praise thy name, oh Lord, amen. You know that little prayer. And after you have your lunch too, you used to have a little prayer when you come back into the classroom and stuff like that. Unfortunately, those things are gone. And
I don't know if it's still in Jamaica. Hopefully it is. But in this, especially when you migrate to other countries,
yeah, you know that is not there. So now you have to factor that into your household, because you know the school used to be a part of the community that developed the child, or would be a part of the community that developed the child. But now parents have to take on that role of putting back to basic these integral things in the household, and you know, to put it in your child.
And it's good to start them, you know, at an early age, you know, as they are toddlers and stuff, because my son is 3 and you hear him saying amen, hallelujah, and he repeats what you say, and you say our God, and you say our God.
So at least they know that there's a creator and there's a supreme being that make us, and we didn't make ourselves, right? And that God is a spirit, and we have to teach the kids them all these things, so that at least they know at the end of the day, when they become adult, they make their choice to do whatever they want to do. But you know, just to have a good parent-child development, relationship. These are some of the points, guys, that we just have, that we decided to share with you guys. And I hope you enjoy this video.
And I hope it will be helpful to someone out there that you may be, you know, going through some struggles that with parenting, or something that affected you as a child, and you need to, you know, revamp and change your way of thinking where parenting is concerned. I hope this helps someone out there. And don't give up, because parenting is
it's not an easy task.
Not easy.
We all have to go through it,
and we all learn while we're on that journey together, guys.
So thank you again, guys, for watching. Remember to subscribe to the channel. If you watch this video to the end, we ask you to subscribe to the channel, guys. Like the video, drop us a comment below. Let us know what you think about these tips that we gave you. If you think there's some other one that you want to share with us, guys, feel free to share it in the comment section below. So guys, have a good day, and we'll see you in the next video.
Bye.